evening. It's Tuesday night, which only means, unless you're from down the road, it's Champions League football night. Champions League is back. That moment everyone's been waiting for. The prestigious Champions League football is back. And it's back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tonight we'll be previewing our first match day 1 against Olympic Marseille tomorrow night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And joining me tonight is the one and only Sean Hurl at Hotspur Hurley. Good evening, Sean. How are you? And most importantly, how excited are you?
The Champions League has faded away. Don't get to worry, you'll play on Thursday. You fake COVID test, so we smashed you in May. Stop crying, Arteta. Come on, you Spurs. I'm a little bit excited. Yeah, a little bit excited.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. So I'm assuming, or I'll be wrong to say that you're quite excited for tomorrow night. That Champions League football is back, and it's back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, I'm not excited about the early start for me tomorrow morning, but things need to be done on certain events. So yeah, taxi at 5 or 5:30, and a train journey down to see the Spurs tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to that.
Wow.
You won't be joining me, Sid, but you know you'll be there in spirit.
I'll be there in spirit. I'll be there. Just say my name. I'll be there. But do you know what? Been looking forward to this. Absolutely been looking forward to it. Just been watching a little bit of it. Them lot losing from West London, so that's good. But don't care about anybody else. Don't care about them. It's Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow night, Wednesday night. It's going to be evening kickoff, so the spectacular light shows and everything's going to be up and going. But the most importantly, come 7:55 when the players walk onto that pitch and that music plays, I can see the whole stadium. Every Spurs fans' arms will be out, and their hair, if they've got any on their arms, or their heads. I don't have any on my head. You don't. Yeah, it will be to attention, because that music just has something. It does something. It does something to you. You know.
I mean, have you seen the video today with Richarlison coming out to training singing the tune? So just goes to show, doesn't it? Yeah, the players feel it as well.
It's going to be electric, man. It's going to be electric. So let's get into this then. Match day number 1 in our pot. Obviously, we had Marseille, Sporting Lisbon, and who was the fourth one? Tell me, please. I forgot already.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Who were in pot 1.
Yeah, the Europa League champion. The Europa League winners last season. So everyone's saying, you know what? It's a Europa League group. We haven't got any Champions League or any title winners in our group or whatever. But at the end of the day, you've got to be in it to win it. We're in it. It doesn't matter what group you're in, what teams you get. It's the Champions League. Simple as. Everyone works their heart, works their whatever off to get into that Champions League. And we're in there. We're in the draw. We could have got PSG. We could have got Juventus. We could have got everyone. But we didn't. So let's move on. And let's talk about the Champions League preview show for tomorrow. So Marseille currently joint top in the French league with PSG, and they seem to be on a good roll at the moment. If I'm correct, have they won 5 games? Let's just double check. I think they've won 5, right? I'm not too sure, but let's have a look. They have played so far. Yeah, they've won 5, drawn 1, scored 13 goals, conceded 3 goals, and their last 5 games is obviously, I think they drew and then they've lost. They've drew 1-1-1-1. So they've got the same record as PSG. So going to tomorrow's game, Sean.
I mean, it really surprised me that Marseille turned up in pot 4, which is supposedly for the weakest teams. But I think actually our group is on its head. You know, I think Marseille are probably our strongest opponents. Eintracht Frankfurt have lost a few key players, including Kostic, during the summer. And I don't really know about Lisbon other than that ex-Spurs player Marcus Edwards plays for them, you know. So, I mean, you know, it's and obviously it wasn't the team that Jan Vertonghen was recently playing for because he was playing across the city at Benfica. So, yeah, I mean, we should never underestimate these teams, you know, particularly away from home. We've got to look after our home games. Win those games, you get 9 points, and you need a point or 2 from the away games.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, especially with the way that Marseille have started this season. I mean, then again, though, you know what, it's PSG's to lose, isn't it? But they seem to be giving them a run for the money, and they've got a couple of decent players in their team. Obviously, Alexis Sanchez is there for Dimitri Payet is there as well. So both of them will probably be itching, one being ex-West Ham, one being ex-Guna, to come to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and try and do us over. But it is what it is in terms of performances, them coming to our stadium, and we've just got to produce, simple as. Looking at, right, so back in our last Champions League game was back in March 2020 against RB Leipzig, yeah. And look at our team that night. We had Hugo Lloris, Toby Alderweireld, Eric Dyer, Yafet Tanganga, Sergio Aurier, Harry Winks, Lo Celso, Sessegnon, Mora, Lamela, and Dele Alli. So rolling forward 2 seasons, and Hugo Lloris, Eric Dyer, Ryan Sessegnon, Lucas Moura seem to be the only 4 players that are left from the starting 11. So we've
Jafet Tanganga is still with us as well. So
yeah, 1, 2, yeah, sorry, and Tanganga, yeah. So we've got 6 players left. Out of them 6, obviously we could say Lloris, Dyer, Sessegnon, 4 players that are actually getting a lot of game time at the moment.
And Moura's injured, so yeah.
And Moura's injured, yeah. So looking at that team and looking at the current state of play at Tottenham Hotspur's football stadium, are we in a better position?
I forgot. Look, I was actually at that game in Leipzig. Leipzig is a beautiful city, and I recommend people go and see it. As you know, if you ever want to go and see a beautiful city, which didn't manage to get destroyed during the Second World War, but it was a horror show. It was a horror show. The weather was horrible. COVID was on the horizon. I still can see Sergio Aurier going up to try and head a ball at right back and just basically creating assist for a goal, which we were already down from the first leg. We just had to keep a clean sheet, and I mean, basically the game was dead by half time. It was a dreadful night, and I just remember trudging back through the dark streets of Leipzig to my hotel, thinking it's going to be a long. I just really felt like it's a long time that we're going to be back before we're back in this tournament. It really felt like end of days. I mean, I wasn't happy with Mourinho. I wasn't happy with the fact that we were. I mean, we'd had this, both Son and Kane were injured. That hence they weren't playing. It was just horrible experience.
Because we lost 1-0 at home, and then we went on there and lost 3-0. So that was that for the Champions League round 16 that season for us, unfortunately. But it is what it is. What is in the past is in the past.
Can't change that.
We can't. No, everything changes, but the results, as Tate that said. But you know what? It is what it is. Right. Okay. So, Antonio Conte is our new manager. We've said, and I think a lot of people have said, he is more of a league manager than more of a Champions League or a cup manager. So Antonio Conte's record in the Champions League as it stands is 36 games, wins 12, draws 13, defeats 11. So literally he's won 33% of his games. He's lost just under 33% of his games, and draws are probably just over 33%. So in terms of his record, don't look at the bottom part yet, but in terms of his record, 36 games, 12 wins. Does that say that he's not really interested in the Champions League and he's more of a title winner?
I think I'm not saying that he's not interested in the Champions League. I mean, certainly I got from watching his press conference today, he definitely says he wants to achieve in the in Europe. But I mean, it's a tough tournament. He's probably got teams which were in development. And it's, I mean, he had no Europe at all when he was in charge of Chelsea, for example, in the first season. Hence he won the title. And he does seem to want, he does like having the winning leagues, because it's more of a measure of how good you are as a coach across a season. Whereas you can be lucky. I mean, let's be honest. We had more than our fair share of luck to get us to the final in Madrid in 2019. So it's luck does play a part in a cup competition.
Yeah, I mean, if we just take that a bit further, so 2022, 2012, 2013 season, you got knocked out in the quarterfinals at Juventus. The following season, 2013-14 group stages again at Juventus. 2017, 2018, so you had a few years gap there.
Mm-hmm.
Last 16 with Chelsea, and at the 2019-2020 season, he got knocked out in the group stage with Inter Milan. So, in terms of progression, quarterfinals seems to be the furthest he's been with any club in the Champions League, and we're looking at top teams in Inter, Chelsea, Juventus. So, to me, that sort of says that he's probably not built for a Champions League, or he's not. I don't know. Well, I won't say he's not interested, but it seems like he seems to be steering away from the Champions League when he gets knocked out. Because I mean, not even a semi-finalist or even a final with any club. And I'm sure that Juventus team, that Chelsea team, that Inter Milan team must have been decent enough. So I don't know.
It can all can go down to the draw. We could have been in that group with, the group of death, if you like, with Bayern and Barcelona, or we could have been in one of those sort of groups. As it is, we've got relatively lucky in our group draw. But then if we don't win the group, we finish second. You could draw a PSG, or you could draw a Real Madrid, or whatever, and that's over certainly over 180 minutes. Real Madrid seem to have that the ability to get through, don't they? They squeaked through against Chelsea and against PSG, but they went on to win the final. And it's all about can you those fine margins. Those fine margins.
It is. That's what it's all about. It's just fine margins, and it's like you said. It's the luck of the draw as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's luck on the day as well. Like you said, last season Madrid got a lot of luck in a lot of games, and then in the final they managed to win it as well. So it's just luck, and I think it's going to be down to squad depth. It's going to be down to everyone performing. Everyone's going to have to be top level, because we're now going to be playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, or more than likely Saturday, Sunday. I don't know yet, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, and it is what it is. That's what happens when you get into the Champions League. When you get into these prestigious tournaments, you have to have a squad of players. And again, here we discussed this yesterday. Rotation is going to come into it now. So the likes of Langley, even Lucas Moura, Bissouma, the Perisic, Fraser Forster, even, they're going to have to start getting used. Sanchez's, even Tanganga might even get used. So we're going to have to now rely on all our players to be fit, and all of them, when they play, to come out firing, because they're going to have to be firing at all cylinders. Question for you, though. Do you think he's going to have... I mean, we're going to talk about this in a minute. Actually, let's talk about this. So, predicted team. This is my predicted team for tomorrow, right? I think this is what he's going to go with. I think he's going to go with Lloris in goal, Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, and Romero as the three. Emerson Royal and Perisic as my wing backs, with Bentancur, Højbjerg, Son, Kane, and Kulu up top. Now, my question to you, I've got two questions. Do you think, number one, what do you think of this team? And secondly, is he now going to have a Champions League team and a Premier League team? I mean, what I mean by that is he going to have a core set of players that are going to play in both, or is he going to start resting and whatever?
There are certain individuals who will be picked come what may, and we can name them probably on the maybe on the fingers of one hand. I don't know. Lloris will play, for example. If we're playing City on Saturday, we're playing Marseille tomorrow. Yeah. Lloris is playing in both of those games. Kane is playing in both of those games. Yeah. I would probably say Højbjerg is playing in both of those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Romero perhaps.
Yeah.
But I'm, again, it's at the minute, no one seems to be changing the spot at right wing back, even though we've got two in reserve. We do see that Sessegnon comes in on the left back. He had a really good game at City last season, I seem to remember. Defensively, he was very sound. He didn't have to be very attacking. Yeah, I would imagine this team that you've picked there will probably be the team that I expect to see.
Yeah. Considering on Saturday, Kulu didn't play. Richarlison played. So there's a lot of noise now saying Richarlison should play tomorrow. Even my lads were like, Richarlison has to start tomorrow. We had this discussion yesterday, me, yourself, and Sam. And we were debating on Richarlison and a couple of other players. And obviously, well, I said he ain't going to change because he's going to go back to what he's been used to, especially for the first game of the Champions League. Do you think that's going to be the case? Or do you think Richarlison could get a shout tomorrow?
I think he will go with the team that got him into this tournament in the first place.
Yeah.
That's not to say that he won't introduce players from the bench. Let's hope it's not because we're 1 or 2 goals down. But yeah, it's we just need to turn up and be at it like we were on Saturday from the first minute. And I mean, the crowd have got a role to play tomorrow. I think it's going to be, under the lights. I know Tottenham are asking fans to wear white and things like this to really sort of turn it into a kind of, the Dortmund style experience in that South Stand. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? As you say, Conte has not got a good record in this, but he seems to be able to get the best out of this squad. And
do you know what? Like you're saying, he's not got a good record in this, right? Do you not think though that the players that he's got at Spurs or inherited and bought, do you not think now? I know the Conte is the manager, but do you not think deep down that these players will want to win or at least get as far as possible in the Champions League? So Conte being the manager, yes, that's not a problem. He's not got that far in the last 4, 5, 6 seasons in the Champions League. Correct. However, that depends on the team that they've played who knocked him out. I personally believe the group of players that he's got are capable of going as far as they want in this competition. Because if they get the kind of run that Real Madrid got last season where, we're saying about all this fitness regime that we've got at Spurs at the moment and they're going to be rocking on 90 minutes extra time, blah, blah, blah. If we've got that mentality and physicality in them and the fitness levels, we could probably beat any team on the day because we've got players like Son, Kane, Kulusevski, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Perisic, Romero, Basumas to come in. We've got them kind of players. So to me, even if the manager's not on song and he's not got a good record, I think we've got a bunch of players that can go as far as they want.
Well, one thing you get from the interviews, you know, the few interviews that they've done is that these are players who are prepared to run through brick walls for Conte. I mean, you know, and his staff, they love his staff in spite of the punishment that they get. The only problem is, Sid, and it's something that it's kind of playing at the back of my mind, is that there's no gaps. There's no gaps at all. Usually in the Champions League, there's a free week, you know, and you're playing until beginning of December. Here, all these group matches are going to be done by early November, and it's going to be punishing, absolutely punishing. And if you're not at it, or if you underestimate a team like Marseille, you can be caught out. I hope that they've had their time, you know, they've had their video time, they've had their preparation time, but they're not going to get, you know, they're not going to get a week anymore. You know, that's it. That they've got to prepare for a different team, a different competition every 3-4 days now. And there's even a Carabao Cup to throw in there somewhere along the lines, you know. So
November, the mentality's now got to switch, haven't they? They've now got to be focused Wednesday, Saturday, for whichever way. That brain now has to be fixed to Wednesday, Saturday. That's what they've got to start thinking now. You know. Just before we move on, just like to welcome everyone that's joined us tonight for the first Champions League Match Day 1 special preview show. 27 people watching. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe to our channel, because we only just set it up this morning. We had a discussion last night, and I said, guys, Champions League on Wednesday. We need to, you know, get all our viewers, our watchers, our followers, our disciples, whatever you want to call them. You've got to get them some Champions League previews, or get them in the mood to watch the game on Wednesday, basically. So spent a lot of time this morning just putting all the slides together, and hey presto, myself and Mr. Hurley are bringing it all to you. So smash that like button, please. Just smash that like button.
And we'll be the first on the review show tomorrow night as well. So absolutely. So you know, that's one good thing about our channel, folks, is that, you know, if you want immediate reaction, we are the first. We are always the first to go to it, you know. So tell your friends about us. We're a channel worthy of the name of Spurs Fans Channel. Absolutely.
Right. Let's have a look at a few of the comments that are happening. Good evening, everyone in the comment section. Terry Wright, good evening, gents. Good evening to you, Terry. Mark P, evening, gents. Can't wait for tomorrow. Taking my 2 boys. Keep up the good work.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much, Mark. Enjoy the game, and hope your boys enjoy that. You know, that Champions League music when the players walk out is going to be mental, especially with the light show and everything. It's going to be mad. Kevin Murray, hello, lads. Hello,
David Kevin. Clark. Perennial David Clark from Leicester. Thank you, David.
Evening from Leicester. Chelsea just lost 1-0.
Public service announcement. That's very nice to see.
Absolutely. That's it. Just one more time. Chelsea lost 1-0
to Dynamo Zagreb.
Absolutely. Marseille or high pressing team. I'd play Lenglet. We need to break the press. David's saying. I think Lenglet might just be a starter, but again, it's what we said, Sean, isn't it? Is he going to go with the tried and trusted from last season? And I think that's what he's going to do. But Lenglet had a good game at the weekend.
Did indeed. He slotted in
David
seamlessly.
Sorry, go on.
He slotted in seamlessly against Fulham, yeah, and he showed his class. Some of his passing was like top draw.
Exactly. David Clark, I'd play Kulu tomorrow and Richarlison for Kulu against City. That's a good shout, but I think that's what's going to happen anyway. And I think it'll be interesting. It depends on how Kulu plays tomorrow. If he hasn't one of them another off days tomorrow, then I can see Richarlison starting on Saturday. But David, you might be right. You might alternate both of them. Actually, might be a good. Yeah. Philip Hewitt, Madrid style experience. Philip Hewitt saying Conte is making us hard to beat. Let's see if it translates to the European competition. I think I would absolutely. You know, we are difficult to beat. You know, it's. Yeah. I mean, we never say die. Chelsea couldn't put us to the sword in the end.
and that's the best they've played all season. So yeah, we're a tough side to beat, and we do seem to have an extra mentality switch this season. If we're not going to win, we're not going to lose either.
This is it. And the thing is, what you said, European football is a different kettle of fish to the Premier League. So we are hard to beat in the Prem. And like Philip is saying, it'll be interesting to see whether Conte translates that into the European nights on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, because you can't beat European football on a Tuesday, Wednesday night in front of the fans. It's going to be mental, and the players don't need any encouragement, to be fair. They just got to look at the stadium, look at the fans, and I think let the course take whatever he's got to do. Philip Hewitt is saying, I hope Langley gets another run out. I hope he rests Kuti for Saturday. Højbjerg will need a rest eventually. How will we ever rest Dyer? That's a great question. Absolute great question. But we've got Sanchez and we've got Tanganga as cover backs, haven't we? So, and Langley as well. So I think.
But can you see either of them playing on Saturday though?
I can see all three of them playing on Saturday.
What
against Man City? I can see Kuti and Højbjerg and Dyer playing on Saturday.
Yeah, but my question, is someone covering for Dyer. That's the question. Is Dyer going to play tomorrow and Saturday? Answer is yes, definitely. But there must be a time when Dyer needs a rest. Yeah,
and that's when I think they'll probably do Tanganga or Langley, and Sanchez will be available, aren't they? So how they're going to do it, I don't know. It's a good problem to have for Conte.
Maybe Leicester.
Could be.
Maybe Leicester. I don't know. I can't really. I can't really see a game that we can afford to take a risk. But I suppose that's one of them. We can take a risk.
Absolutely right. So let's move on to. That's my predicted team. Players to watch. I've gone for Hugo Lloris and Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez has been scoring recently for Marseille. He scored 2 the other day as well. But I think Romero will have him in his pocket, being the Chilean against the Argentinian. So I think Romero will have him in his back pocket. However, I think tomorrow night, Hugo Lloris is going to have a massive impact on the game, because number one keeper, big nights, calls for big players to perform. And that save he made on Saturday against Fulham, when he just tipped it over the bar as he was inching into the top corner. He's going to have to pull off some, he's going to have to be on top of his game tomorrow. And I think leading from the back as a captain as well, I think for me, he's the key man. Do you any key men for you for tomorrow's game?
I think if we play Bentancur, he could be important for us in terms of the midfield. But there is a strong ex-Arsenal element in the Marseille team, isn't there?
There is.
I think it's not just Sanchez. There's Tavares.
Tavares.
And so there is. And obviously, as you say, Payet. I think Payet's got a knee injury though, so he might not start the game.
Yeah.
But I think, if there's a jinx to be had, it would be those ex-Arsenal players who are in the Marseille team. But I think we can deal with them. We can deal with them.
I think there you go. David Clark is saying Sanchez is banned. He got a red card last season. That's good then. That'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting then.
Thank you, David. That's a good public service announcement there. Another one.
That'll be good then. But yeah, so that's my men to watch tomorrow's game. And as we move on to the final section, I want everybody in the comment section as well, please. Score predictions. First Champions League game in a couple of seasons. We're at home. And what we've decided to do is, instead of writing them down, what I've asked the Paxton Road team to give me their predictions. And here are the predictions. So, Sam has predicted 1-1. Judge Jodi, 2-1 to Tottenham. Hustler has said 2-0 to Tottenham. Darius 3K, Spurs 1, Marseille 1. Deji, the Arsenal Slayer, has said Tottenham 2, Marseille 0. Mr. Hotspur Hurley has said 2-0 to Tottenham. And myself, I've gone with 2-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. So all of us have predicted, well, apart from Darius and Sam, have predicted Spurs to win. I'm quite disappointed with Sam, because if we're going to win the league or the Champions League, as he says,
yeah, he was all out with his chest saying this is a tournament we're going to win. Well,
yeah, and he's gone for a 1-1 draw. Sitting on the fence already. Yeah, sitting on the fence already. Sitting on the fence already.
I think we might need to drag him on a future stream, don't you?
Yeah, I mean,
where's his negativity gone? Deji again, straight in there, 2-0.
2-0.
Along with myself. You also asked for our goal scorers, didn't you, Sid? I've gone with.
You know what?
I've gone with Son and Dyer for the 2 goals. I think Dyer's going to get a header.
I think a lot of them said Son, Kane, and I think Kulu, and I think one went with Dyer as well. But yes, I can't remember who said it was Dyer, but yeah. But I think it's going to be a tough game tomorrow. It's going to be, because obviously it's the first Champions League game. The nerves are going to be out. It all depends on how Conte's drilled them. Obviously, you got the likes of Kane, Lloris, and all them lot as well. They've got to get the team ready, up and running as well. So yeah, that's our predictions. Let's have a look at. David Clark said 3-1 to Spurs. Harry Kane, Richarlison, and Son. Philip Hewitt is ultra confident. 4-1 to Spurs in the European all-white kit. And he's saying Sonny to break his duck. Yep, everyone's been told to wear white tomorrow, haven't they? From what I've read today.
You see the new training kit that they had today. It's in white as well. Yeah. I noticed something.
Yeah, it's all white. It's all white. So I think they want a flurry of white tomorrow at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Here we go. What's this? Who's this? Mikel Arteta, love Arsenal, hate Croatia. I have a question. Big up, gents. In Europa League 2 seasons ago, was it Zagreb that knocked you out with no manager? Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was,
yes,
indeed.
It was. Yes, to the answer. And I'm sure you could have Googled that, but yeah, it was. And they beat Chelsea today. So there you go, with a manager. So it makes no difference.
But they've got pedigree.
Anyway, you lot carry on Thursday nights. We're not bothered about Thursday night football anymore. We're talking about the Champions League on a Tuesday and Wednesday night. But thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to host the first Champions League preview show, with many more to come. Hopefully there'll be a reaction show tomorrow. Thank you very much, Sean, for joining me tonight as well.
No problem.
Thank you very much to everyone in the comment section. If you're listening, watching, thank you very much for joining us. As always, please smash that button, follow us, subscribe to our channel. And if everyone and anyone who's going to the game tomorrow, enjoy your first Champions League game. Enjoy the crowd, enjoy the atmosphere, and most importantly, Champions League night is here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Come on, you Spurs.
Enjoy your weekday, guys. Enjoy your football tomorrow evening. We're out, and we shall see you soon.